Hey guys, it's Desi again. How are you? Your favorite Lyft driver, hopefully one day. I was going to discuss Lyft and Uber today with you guys, but I think there's something more that would be beneficial to discuss with you today. There's some things happening in our neighborhoods, and whether we can see them or not, they're happening. And it's very devastating to society as far as like human beings. And we see it every day, and we live around it every day, so it's like a norm, so we really don't pay too much attention to it, even though a few of us might just pay attention to it. But because it's around so often, it's not even an oddity anymore. It's not even something that you make fun of anymore. It's not even something that you would be surprised at anymore. And what I'm talking about is these men and women who are hooked on methadone. And I see it every day. I'm out here every single day driving 12 hours a day, 9-10 hours a day. And I see it, and it just makes my heart sink. Now, I've come up with a name for them because there's no other way of describing it but calling them weeble wobbles, but they don't fall down. Because these people can be bent over almost in 50% of their, just bent over and not fall. Like, their balance is just amazing. And one day I'm just waiting to see one of them just go right on their face. And unless they OD, they're not going on their face for some reason. I don't know. I've seen some crazy shit where they've practically could bend themselves right in half and still stand the hell up straight, just standing there like on their feet. I don't get it. Now, to me, Kensington is like a walking zombies, like a zombie apocalypse or something down there, because there's so many of them and it just looks so bad. It's like a zombie zone, and it's sad. And people are walking by them every day, just looking or just knowing that they're there. And it's so much, they just don't care anymore. I've seen people getting high as children are walking down the street. I've seen it around the schools, even though there's a state and federal law and all that it's against the law to be doing any types of drugs within 3,000 feet of a school, park, or anything that has to do with children. It's a law. You can look it up in the law books. Within 3,000 feet, no drugs nor alcohol should be in the presence of a school within 3,000 feet. It's the mandatory, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, 5 years in prison. In this case, the cops are everywhere and don't do shit. They're just too busy, whatever it is that they're doing other than what they're supposed to be doing at times. Now, I seen this guy. I'm on Aramingo Avenue, and I seen this guy walking as fast as he can like Superman. And he was just hustling. Next thing you know, he goes across the street, stops right dead in the middle of the street, and does his little dip. Why do they wait to get to the middle of the goddamn street to want to do a dip? I have no clue. That shit is just beyond me crazy. Like, if you're going to do the dip, do it on the sidewalk. Don't wait till you get to the middle of the street. I've seen women just walking down the middle of the street with their eyes closed, just dipping, and thank God they're, that people go around them, but that's the whole thing is it's such a norm that people just know that they're there, they go around them. Now, my thing is you have a lot of clinics in this city, a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of them are in the same places that people get high. And I think that is defeating the purpose of these people getting straight. They OD, they go to rehab for 2 weeks, and then they're put back on the street in the same place that they get high, but it's a methadone clinic in the same area. I don't understand it. Why would the city want to continuously pay for something that's not going to work because you're going around in circles with it? Why not put them somewhere? It's hard to get to this drug. The government, we can't afford it. No, why you can't afford it is because You keep on feeding the same mother friggers that are falling down, ODing, and putting them back in the same fucking place they were before. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Your money's going to waste. The city money goes to waste by these people because you're not removing them from the situation. You're enabling them. So when they go and OD at Frankfurt, Torresdale, or Frankfurt, whatever, the old Frankfurt, and then you go push them out on the street, where do you think they're going to go? To these clinics that you just prescribed them to, 4 or 5 blocks down for where they just OD'd, where they grabbed the friggin' whatever it is that they use. There's got to be a better solution for this, because Kensington is getting horrible. I ride down there and it's getting so bad, and it's getting so crowded with people doing all kinds of drugs that it's almost really feels like Mad Max of Thunderdome, where like everybody's just crazy as shit. They're all fighting for what, you know, for their right to live, yet their right is they're dying. There's no life. They're all dying. And some of these women, it just amazes me, because some of these women that are out here, and I've seen, and I've driven so much that I can almost tell you who's new and who's not down there. And some of these women, you could just tell that they're new because they're so pretty and they look like they got such potential, and they got shit. Like, they wind up getting hooked onto this damn drug, and then they lose their teeth and their hair and their face gets all screwed up. I don't get it. You know, and I see them begging for money. Personally, by experience, the people I see out there, I would say 1% of them really need to be out, really should, you know, you could help them. 1%. And they're probably the vets that don't get hurt, that don't get the help, or, you know, or something like that. But the other percentage, the 99%, I believe that are young men and women who either A, just got their hooked on their drugs, satisfied for where they're at, or B, a bunch of kids who don't want to live by their parents' rules and they think they know it all, and so they're out on the streets and then they wind up getting hooked on drugs. I will not give any money to a well-bodied, able man or woman who can walk, talk, breathe, and work. Like, I won't. And I feel like there are resources and they're so lazy they won't want to get to them. So why should I help them? There's the YMCA for showers. You know, so you don't be stinking your ass off. They got washer and dryers. You can go wash your clothes, you know, with whatever. Like, I'm sure I'm almost positive there's plenty of resources for you to get out there and get jobs. You know, and I just don't get it. But my thing about it is the society has accepted this so much that it's become so normal that it's sad. And I think that there's not enough people in the world to really change the situation. They're just pacifying the situation because it's become such a big epidemic with people. And the methadone clinics that are opening up, and you know, and the way that they're getting their drugs, and it's just, I don't know, the world, it just seems like it's just a different place and time, and we're literally destroying what is here. And I don't feel sorry for these people. I don't want to say I don't feel compassion, because I have a little compassion, because I know that sometimes, you know, drugs can really get to you and it can hurt you, and I get it. But on the other hand, it's becoming such an epidemic and it's become such a norm that it's sad. Let's put it that way. That's where I feel about the emotion about it. It's sad. And I know that you say helping one person can help, it has made a change, but on a real note, it's not. It's really not. Because one way or another, that one person is going to find a crack house, or is going to find a dope house, or is going to wind up ODing and being back out on the street and getting on methadone and then getting high again. It just don't make sense. It's a circle. You want to get them away from it, you need to get them away from it. Send them somewhere it's harder to get to these drugs. I know you can get to it anywhere, but make it hard, because I feel that if they feel it's hard to get to and it's more trouble getting to it than it is getting high, eventually they'll stop. Maybe before they kill themselves, because I've seen plenty of that on the streets. But on that note, I really pray that, one day, probably not my time, but one day the situation will change and we won't see as many zombies and weeble wobbles as we do now. And the generations are getting younger and younger, and it's getting worse. And unfortunately, our neighborhoods are really suffering. And even though rich people don't think it's in your neighborhood, it's in your neighborhood. You just don't see it. So, unfortunately, I guess that's just the way it is for now. But anyway, this is Desi. I know I probably rambled on a little, but it was on my mind and I kind of wanted to share it. So, but I will be making another segment on Lyft and Uber, so just listen for it. I actually have something to share about where my next segment will be how I did Uber and Lyft at the same time. That was an interesting thing. I've learned how to do it, though. I learned how to get them both binging. And, but anyway. All right, guys. Till next time, I will talk to you then. Have a great night and stay safe. Bye.